CTV News at 6 with Joe Perkins.
Good evening. Hope your Sunday's going well. His goal was to raise $1 for every Canadian for cancer research. To do it, Terry Fox planned to run across the country. More than 30 years ago, he set out dipping his artificial leg in the Atlantic at St. John's in Newfoundland. The plan was to do the same here in Victoria. But cancer got in the way, and while it may have prevented Terry Fox from finishing, the Marathon of Hope is anything but over. In April of 1980, 4 years after he was diagnosed with bone cancer, Terry Fox set out on his quest. He ran for 143 days and more than 5,000 kilometers before he had to stop near Thunder Bay. Today, Fox's dream is still going strong. Thousands of people across the country and around the world, including Victoria, took part today in the 32nd annual Terry Fox Run for Cancer Research.
He was the example of doing things well and doing things right and putting something bigger than yourself as the most important thing.
Runners gathered at Mile Zero at Beacon Hill Park this morning after singing the national anthem. Hundreds of them took off on the 10 or 5 kilometer run. The Terry Fox Run is the world's largest one-day fundraiser for cancer research, raising more than $600 million worldwide.
The people who have cancer that I know, people I've seen, and I know that they can't give up, and I think I can't give up either. So what I do is I just keep going.
Well, he's somebody that took a dream and went with it. Although he was unable to complete it, he continued the dream after his death. It means a lot to Canadians and myself.
Runners and walkers also turned out in Vancouver for the annual run. Last year's Victoria Run saw more than 1,000 participants. Victoria's Terry Fox Weekend has helped raise more than $300,000 in the past 11 years. Cancer research wasn't the only thing people were walking for today. At UVic, nearly 300 people took part in the Walk for ALS. Organizers hope to raise $30,000 for ALS research and for care and support for patients. 5 research initiatives aimed at finding a cure for the disease are underway in Canada, and organizers say the ALS community has a reason to be hopeful.
We're super hopeful that events like today's event can raise the funds to find a cure. We're very close. We talked to the researchers who are involved with looking for a cure for ALS. They think that we're within close grasp of something, and so raising awareness and funds will make the difference, get us over the line.
Walkers today walked 2 laps around the university's Ring Road. A scene fit for a Hollywood action flick played out on the streets of downtown Victoria Friday night. Around 10:30, Victoria police were called to the intersection of Fort and Douglas Street after 3 skateboarders turned on a honking vehicle. Using their skateboards, police say they smashed out the vehicle's back window while kids sat in the back of the car. No one was hurt, but that's not all. When police arrived, the 3 skateboarders fled, and 2 of them got away, but not for long. An officer on a motorcycle chased one of the suspects down Trounce Alley and eventually caught the suspect. Police say the entire scene caught many people, including police, off guard.
Well, certainly, I can't really comment about specific groups, but due to the unpredictable nature of this, really caught us off guard, and as well as the people, obviously, who were affected by this. So we're very thankful that everyone's all right, very thankful that we have 2 in custody for it, but we're still looking for that 3rd person.
A description of the suspect and more information will likely be released tomorrow. Anyone with information into the incident is asked to call Victoria Police. It looks as if Canadians will have to wait a while to get their NHL fix. The National Hockey League locked out its 700-plus players at 9 o'clock last night, just as the previous collective bargaining agreement expired. It marked the 4th NHL work stoppage in 2 decades. But how long will this last? And is this year's lockout different from the last work stoppage in 2004? The owners and players remain far apart over how to split almost $3.3 billion in annual revenue. Contract talks collapsed Wednesday, and with no new talks scheduled, each side is questioning if the other really wanted to avoid a lockout. 8 years ago yesterday, in 2004, the Vancouver Canucks were gearing up for their season when just hours later, they learned they were being locked out.
We obviously want to be playing, but in the same sense, we got to stand our ground.
I think we'll be playing in December, really, yeah.
The 2 sides weren't playing in December. They didn't even talk until December. Then in February of the next year, 2005, the season was canceled. Fast forward to this year's lockout, and the biggest difference may be online.
I'm gonna lock you out. Jacob says lock you out.
Well, here we go again now, Donald and Kate.
worry about a lockout since Corey Perry and I want you to get mad.
There is a wave of viral video lashing out against the lockout online. There's even a Twitter campaign to follow the NHL. Another site wants fans to boycott owners' companies. Most of these videos were launched well before yesterday's contract deadline. Already, some players are beginning to sign with Russia's KHL through the end of the season. Plenty of sad hockey fans out there. We will see how long this thing lasts. The University of Victoria will try for a third time tomorrow to get Saanacz's approval to build a new parkade at the university's Mackenzie Avenue entrance. After being turned down twice for not meeting Saanacz's consultation requirements, the university went back to the drawing board. Now, after multiple open houses to discuss the proposal with the public, UVic is seeking its development permit. The new parkade is set to be 10 meters high and would contain more than 300 parking stalls. Municipal staff are recommending council authorize the development permit. And union members at UVic are escalating their job action tomorrow, bringing more campus services to a standstill. CUPE 951 members say they plan to picket the bookstore as well as the Finerty Express coffee shop. CUPE 917 members will also be picketing the university's residence housekeeping department. If you take a bus to UVic tomorrow, the bus loop should notice, or you should see, rather, an increased level of protest all day tomorrow around the bus loop. There are just a couple of acts left before the capital's biggest music festival wraps up. For the last 4 days, Rifflandia has showcased more than 100 artists throughout downtown Victoria, including big-name acts such as Sloan and Cake and the Flaming Lips. Royal Athletic Park was busy again today for the final day of the festival. Now in its 5th year, organizers say the event is still growing and estimate nearly 18,000 people took in a performance at some point this weekend. In addition to Royal Athletic Park, performances were also held at various venues around the city. Organizers say there's a new zest for live outdoor music on Vancouver Island, and Victoria is the perfect place for a concert.
If you look at things like the restaurants and clothing and boutiques and coffee and all these things that are happening here, and you match music with that, you bring in some of the best things you like about Victoria, match it with great world-class music. It's a great fit.
Still tonight, 2 bands are scheduled to take the stage. Everlast will go on at 6:45 tonight on the Royal Athletic Parkside stage, and Mother Mother will wrap things up. The final band of the festival, that's at 7:30 on the main stage. Welcome back. If you haven't seen it yet, it's the pinnacle of the Chalk Festival. It's art, it's 3D, and it's sketched smack onto the floor of the Bay Center. The world's #1 interactive 3D chalk artist, Tracy Lee Stum, is still going at it. On Wednesday, she started working on the 26-foot wide piece at the Bay Center Mall. Since then, shoppers have been stopping for a look, and most jump on the elevator to get a better look, a higher look. Only from higher up do you get the true 3D effect.
I think it's stunning. It's just excellent art.
It's a fabulous vantage point up here on the 3rd floor, and to me it just gives me a chance to experience it with the community downtown Victoria. It's great.
Oh, the perspective is unbelievable. You can't see it on the main floor or the 2nd floor, but from here it's unbelievable.
I think it's amazing, actually. It's really inspiring, especially as a teacher who works with young children and they do art like this all the time. It's pretty cool to see in person.
Stum is planning to finish the piece by tonight. The Chalk Festival wraps up tonight, and tomorrow the City of Victoria will decide if it will wash off the artwork from Government Street. Government between Yates and Fort will be open to traffic tomorrow.